Welcome to this presentation featuring John Holden's magnificent Framlingham branch in O'Gage. A wonderful depiction of this 7-mile ex-Great Eastern branch to the market town of Framlingham, long since closed. Now, John has a real pedigree in railway modelling, and he featured in the early days of BRM. Here we have East Ranford, a depiction of a section of the East Coast Main Line, made up really a conjunction of Retford and Ranby, but very convincing, with an A1 here on a Pullman train. East Ranford featured in BRM and on an early BRM calendar. After East Ranford was sold, John went on to build Gamston Bank. Now, this differed from East Ranford in being an actual prototype, a potted prototype depicting the East Coast Main Line south of Retford, Gamston Bank, where the summit was at Ascombe. And this was representative of the mid-50s with steam-hauled freights and principal expresses, and was a very successful exhibition layout. Unfortunately, it had to be kept in a trailer next to his home, and it got damp, and with no future for it, it was ceremoniously burnt on 1 November the 5th, anything worth salvaging being removed. And I'm very lucky in that I bought some of the items from it. Obviously, all the stock was sold, and at that point, John graduated to O'Gage. And between Christmas and New Year last year, I visited John and had the opportunity of speaking with him and photographing and videoing Framlingham. Well, thank you, John, for the opportunity of photographing this wonderful O'Gage model you're building of Framlingham. My knowledge of you and friendship with you goes back many years when we were building East Coast Main Line layout and double O.
30 plus years, I think.
Yes, a long time.
Yes.
But we've gone from East Coast Main Line, we're still Eastern region, but it's much smaller. It's a larger gauge and scale, but a much smaller relative prototype. So, why did you choose to go to O'Gage?
Just had this idea many years ago. Would it be nice to model O'Gage and what you can do with it, sort of detail-wise, scenic-wise, etc., etc. I thought, well, the time came doing large exhibition layouts of an age, the hard work involved in doing it. I'm going to sell up. It was just not a spur of the moment. I'm going to try O'Gage, and I think it was 10 plus years ago now. Took the plunge, and your good self, thank you very much for selling me stock.
Well, I have some.
Well,
yeah, it's
excellent. It was dispersed of.
But you've always been a builder, and I
very
think
much so.
That's where you and I share the same sort of passion.
Much,
I've only ever built a little bit in O'Gage, but it's been more important, I think. We said with Tony G not long ago, we're probably the last generation of what you might call modellers, people who make things.
So unfortunately, it's ready to run. As fantastic it is now, there's no need to build for the quality and standard of everything that's out there. And O'Gage, it's a little bit, yes, there is much more ready to run becoming available. The quality is, well, superb.
And good value. I saw a fully finished Terrier in full Brighton livery for £200.
Yes.
Well,
price of a 4mm loco.
Yes, I know.
You've got 7mm loco.
Painters, professional painters,
yes,
we charge a lot more than £200 to do that elaborate
to finish
livery.
it. Sort of thing. You buy the price of the kit and all the parts, etc. Your time to build it, if you're able to, and paint it and finish it. £200, it's a bargain.
A lot. Well, it's not a lot. You get a lot for not a lot.
Yes.
They're just incredible. Yes. But what's also interesting is, once again, you've chosen a prototype to model. Admittedly, a lot smaller than Gamston back, but still prototype based and looking around.
Yeah.
My compliments, you've done some lovely work. And out of necessity, most of this has had to be scratch built.
I mean, that's what I enjoyed, is was just saying, I mean, I enjoy working with my hands. I mean, building a loco, a building, a signal, a point, a wagon, it doesn't matter. It's all I think, well, today I'm going to sit down, feel like I'm building this wagon. So you start that and you're interested in it, you do a damn good job of it, sort of thing. Same with the building, I mean, yeah, they are time consuming because all the bricks are hand-scribed.
Yes.
It's to do a largest building, on and off, it's a good year's work, sort of thing.
Oh, yes.
But the end product is it's well worth it, and it's part of the layout.
But again, you and I share the same philosophy that to me it's a measure of how good a model is. It could be a measure of how poor a model is. I don't mean that in this case, but you have the photographic evidence.
Luckily.
The size of the buildings, the track
Yes.
plan, the appropriate locos and rolling stock.
Yes.
I've always found that, what's the word a stricter discipline, should I say.
Yeah, it's
you can't just make things
It's a case
up.
of sort of find the information you can. I mean, a lot of these buildings on here, there is no information available as far as I know. We'll have to, I mean,
but it's
calculated
wonderful
guesses.
that people publish
yes, oh, very much so.
books like this.
Some of this in the journal.
And Ian Allen's pictures, Dr. Ian Allen's pictures.
They are a godsend. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a case of working out dates. Some are a little bit more modern buildings, they wouldn't be there. This is sort of summer 1952.
Yes.
The passenger service ended in November 52, so therefore...
I've noticed the two Great Eastern carriages.
Yes.
They're still in LNER brown,
Very
not
much
teak,
so, yes.
just painted
Yes,
brown.
yeah.
They're lovely.
I mean, they were everyday runners, they were
Yes.
regular vehicles
Yeah.
on the brand.
And that unique six-wheel brake van,
The
is
Great Central Brake Van. Why a six-wheel fitted brake van would be the designated vehicle for this brand?
It was. So there you have the evidence.
Yes, it's there in photographic. It says in the book. I mean, many photographs show this brake van. It was the regular brake
Right, there you
van.
are. And you had to scratch build that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
there's
you scratch build.
drawings available like that.
I'm told you scratch build a large number, or you told me you scratch build a large number of
Yes,
brake
I mean, modelling 4mm for most of my life, you learn, right, this part, that part from various manufacturers, you can put a vehicle together. O-gauge, I don't know. So I'm thinking, I'll sit down, I mean, I'm not going to say every vehicle's rivet perfect.
Here we have a typical running sequence on Framlingham. Now these gates on the prototype would have been operated by, well, I suppose just a bloke, usually was a bloke, crossing keeper, but nobody as yet has made a motorised or a moving figure, so we'll just have to do with this. But it is very convincing. And certainly the scenery is so redolent of Suffolk. It really is beautifully done. And, as expected, everything that John makes, whether it be 4mm or now 7mm, it works exceptionally well. I don't know whether he's quite as zealous as I am at running, but the evidence is that the running is exceptional. We've got a J15 here on a typical freight. Probably the only freight of the day. It certainly wasn't a very busy line. You can see there's still a few elements to be completed, but the whole thing is really quite convincing. and the loco enters the station environs under control of the typical Great Eastern signal box. I have always struggled trying to couple and uncouple scale couplings in 4mm. In 7mm, it's easier. It didn't need many takes for John and me to capture this. Anyway, the J15 runs round its wagons. Obviously, it will be shunted, various elements going maybe to the cattle dock or the goods yard. And the first job, having run round, is to detach the brake van. My 78-year-old eyes, I don't think I could uncouple this, but look at that, it's very handy little sort of torch with a hook on the end. And away the J15 goes with its brake van. Once again, exceptionally smooth operation. It really was a joy to photograph, and particularly to video. Any jerking is my hammy camera work, I assure you. But that hamminess is more than made up for by Chris Walsh's brilliant editing. The brake van would be left in the station. Remember, there's only probably 2 or 3 passenger trains a day. So it would be left there until the J15 had completed its shunting and picked up wagons to take back.
Everything blends together.
It does,
You know,
it's
the weathering,
homogeneous,
etc.
and your scenic model,
Yes.
as I say, will...
Those are the one of my interests. I mean, the sort of this sort of period of time, like the farming and well, general life interest sort of thing in blacksmiths.
Well, it's a
etc.,
miniature social history, isn't
Yes,
it? With
that's what I'm
most
trying
of
to
the,
do.
I mean, there's
Yes.
you've got, is it a thresher, is it, do you say?
No,
or a-
they'll bind it.
Binder.
I mean, it's the first cut of the season, the 3 horses on Suffolk punches, because this is Suffolk
Yes.
County,
Yeah,
on front of the Massey Harris binder sort of thing,
Yeah.
just going around the edge of the field. It's first cut of the season.
yeah. But
So obviously
work
just
by
begun.
horses and
Yes,
by hands.
Yes, very
Yeah.
much so, as it was
Yeah.
back then. I mean, yes,
Yes.
there were tractors around, but not every farm had tractors.
No.
I mean, the farm implements I'm trying to put into the farm model farm itself are all relevant to horse-drawn vehicles for the time.
Well, they're beautifully done. I'll come back before too long, if I may, when more is done.
Very much so.
I'll take
Please.
some more
Please
pictures
do.
and we'll
Yes.
get it in other magazines as well. John, thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Ever so
Thank you
much.
for your time. Come and
No,
photograph.
it's
It's
been fantastic. My
Lovely.
compliments.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Cheers.